Hey, what's going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I want to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 3, which was titled Good Out Here. Now, wow, an absolutely surprising, good episode. I'm not going to say perfect. It was a little slow at certain times, but it was very character developing at certain points, and I've seen people say they don't like the whole black and white and color thing, but it makes sense why they're doing that. I think it's just going to go back to color after a certain amount of episodes, because they are not doing linear storytelling. They're doing different types of out of chronological order type storytelling, which personally I enjoy. Out of chronological storytelling, sometimes it works very, very well, and in this instance it actually is playing out pretty damn awesome, and I'm loving it. I really, really, truly am. The action this episode, against the walkers, was pretty well done. Have to say, the fight with Nick and the one dude, like, the directing is definitely improving on this show, because I've said it plenty of times, season 3 and before of Fear the Walking Dead had some pretty crappy directing. Like, they would literally have like a million different like jump cuts every time there was an action sequence. It looked bad, but this season has so far has been really good with the action, so thank God, because that's an important part to the show for me. That definitely is. The writing dialogue also was pretty incredible in this episode. I was very drawn in by some of the dialogue, especially between Nick and Morgan, and even a little bit with John and Luciana and all them. And it was nice to see Madison and Nick have their conversations. And then we get to the big moment of this episode, which was, of course, Nick's death. Now, I was in denial about it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought maybe it's just a dream sequence. Because I was like, what? Like, I was like, that makes absolutely zero sense, especially to kill off a character. It was kind of like Travis's death in Season 3. It made zero sense to me. I did look into it, and the actor wanted to leave. That's the reason. Same for Travis. Travis had to leave for Avatar, I believe. But the actor who plays Nick wanted to leave, so it was not a writer decision. So people out there attacking the writers, saying, you stupid, why would you do that? Was not a writer decision. You can't force an actor to stay. Now, personally, if I was a writer or director, I would only be picking actors who are like they tell you they're certain to be able to stay for a certain amount of time, because I wouldn't want people who just bail out on me midway through the projects. You're developing a character, you have a future for him, and then they just bail out. I would absolutely hate to be a director or producer and have an actor do that if I was planning some big things for that character. But of course it's their decision, but I would just want to get people who would actually be sticking around for a longer time. And personally, if actors have to do something else, if they have to do something bigger, like a bigger movie or something, that's fine. But if they just choose to leave just because they want to, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of just an asshole-ish type of thing to do. But personally, all that matters to me is that they do the death right and they make it important. Travis, I disagree with that death so many times because it didn't do anything for the story. It didn't advance the story in a positive or negative direction. It didn't do anything. It just left the storyline where it was, because the next thing you know, Madison was best friends with Walker. So it was like, okay, well, Walker's men killed him and now you're just friends. Like, okay, well, that did nothing. I'm hoping this actually does something for the story. Like, I'm not too sure about Troy's death. I still don't like that death either. That didn't really make sense to me. I didn't really look into if the actor had to leave or not, but even just how the death was done, it didn't work. But Nick, I don't know if this is going to be important. I don't know if that character, the Charlie girl, how it's going to play into the plot. I don't know how it's going to happen, because we don't know. No one knows, if it's going to play an important part until it happens, of course, until it actually makes an adjustment. But the thing I don't understand is, it's not like Mel killed Nick. Mel is the big bad, the douchebag dude, but it's not like he did it. It's not like the dude that Nick was fighting did it. Literally Charlie, a little girl. So even if Madison finds out about it, what is Madison do? Is she going to kill the little girl? I don't think she'll do that. So I'm really interested to see where this goes, but as a death itself, I think it worked. I feel like it could have been done better. But I keep saying stuff like that because they've been killing off a lot of characters in Fear, like a lot of characters that could have a lot more potential, and sometimes they don't do him well. Like, I've said that plenty of times. Chris's death I thought was really well done, but then they killed off Travis, so it was like they killed off Travis like 3 episodes later in a shitty way, so that makes Chris's death worthless. It was really important to Travis if they kept Travis alive for a little bit longer, so that makes Chris's death worthless. That makes Travis's death worthless. Ophelia's death sorry about that. Ophelia's death wasn't worthless, but we haven't even seen Daniel, and if they're not going to bring back Daniel, then it would be worthless. If they bring back Daniel, then it wouldn't be worthless. I'm not even going to bother cutting that out. I'm too fucking busy to even bother trying to cut that sneeze out of the video. So Ophelia's death isn't worthless until they bring back Daniel and give him some kind of a storyline that has to do with the death being important to the plot in some way. So we have to see that, of course. It had a little bit of importance in the last like 2 or 3 episodes of season 3, though, that's for sure. Troy's death, I still wholeheartedly disagree with. It did nothing for the story. It did absolutely nothing. Troy had so much potential. He was such an interesting character. And they killed off Jake a few episodes before to develop his character. That makes Jake's death worthless, because it didn't even develop Troy, because we didn't have enough time to see the development of it. That makes Otto's death worthless. Jeremiah, I mean, I guess not, because Jeremiah's death did do something for the story. It did push that conflict between Jake and Nick and all of them. It did do that, and that was interesting. But considering Jake and Troy were killed off in the next 2 episodes, it didn't matter. So that makes their deaths worthless. It's just, the Fear the Walking Dead have a bad habit of doing that. But I know with the new writers and new directors and new producers and all of them that they have, I know that they're going to make Nick's death worth something. It will be. I guarantee you it will. I don't expect them to fuck up like they did in past seasons with character deaths. I'm scared they will, but at the same time, I'm just holding on to hope, because season 4 has been incredible so far, and I just don't believe they're going to fuck it up. I don't believe that. So I think they'll make a good use of it. So everyone's saying they're done with the show because of Nick's death, just like they said with Carl's death. First of all, it wasn't a writer decision. Second of all, it could work, just like Carl's death worked. It did actually work very well. So yeah, in terms of original characters, we don't have many left when you think about it. We have Madison and, well, from season 1, I guess if you could say original characters from season 1, it would be Madison, Alicia, and Strand, and that's it. And Daniel, but he's not around. And then you got season 2 characters. You got Luciana. I think she's the only one from season 2. Season 3, is there even any season 3 characters left? I don't think so, unless Crazy Dog and Walker come back, which I hope they do, because I don't like loose end characters that just get thrown around like that. I like when characters make reappearances and stuff, so I hope they do. And then season 4, we have a ton of new characters, and I love a lot of them, so they're doing a good job with new characters, that's for sure. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I think that's all I'm going to review for this episode. Overall, it was a pretty solid episode. Still hoping they're going to make Nick's death worth something, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.